Everyone, it's Liz. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, which is all about my cross stitching and crochet, knitting, and other things that I like to do. It's been a few weeks, trying to keep a better cadence here for everybody, and I'm going to try something new today. I'm going to try to put pictures in of things. We'll see how that goes. Learning every day how to do this. So there's a bit to talk about. Mostly WIPGO and the HAED, that's Heaven and Earth Design Stitch Along. So let's get to it. There's a bit. WIPGO. So last time I did talk about October. I had the two projects called were 8 and 17. And for me, those were a smaller project and a Thomas Kincaid. In my last video, I showed you number 8. That was Into the Woods, which was the cats, kind of a Halloween cats out in the woods with a lantern. So that one is completely finished. Not FFO, but it is finished. And I did show that last time. This time, I'm going to show you number 17. I had not decided what I was going to work on, but I decided to go with, it was Thomas Kincaid. So I picked the Garden of Promise. This is the picture of what it will look like when it's finished. And I have a soft spot for these Kincaids. I think some of you who have been here for a while know that. Anytime I see one on Stash Unload and it is a counted cross stitch, counted only, I do not like the embellished, or a needlepoint, I grab it. So I have quite a few of these. So here's where I'm at with this one. This one is super heavy on the French knots, and I know some of you hate French knots. I understand that. I personally don't mind them at all. Um, and one day I might do a tutorial on how to do good French knots, but I'll bring it a little closer so you can see. This is just, I mean, this is ridiculous number of French knots. I have seen this one finished before, um, and it does look cool when it's done, so I'm still working towards it. But basically, like this whole section in here, that's going to be French knots. That's why it's still empty. And then a lot in here is going to be French knots too. So I did a lot on this actually for WIPGO. I did all of the steps here. And then I filled in some of the French knots over here, this pink area, and then a little bit of this red area is new. So I did get quite a bit done on that. But I've got four different Kincaids on the go. So that's the one I chose since I haven't worked on it in a little while. So that's October WIPGO. For November, I didn't think about it when I started WIPGO, and this is my first year, but November's numbers decided December's as well. So for November, we have 14 and 16. 14 was a needlepoint project, and 16 was HAED, Heaven and Earth Designs. So for 14, I picked my Anne Boleyn needlepoint project, and here she is. It's kind of hard to see on a needlepoint what's done and what's not, just, because it's painted. But for this one, I've got, all the beads in her headdress done, all of those lines. It's supposed to look like ribbing on the headdress, and then her face and her jewelry. All of her jewelry is now done. So that was my goal. I really wanted to finish up her face and get the jewelry done and all the small pieces in the headdress, because getting those small pieces done first, the small bits, just makes it easier for me. And then I can, leisurely do her hair. These big pieces of color are just much easier to do later after you've got the small bits in. So those small bits are done. Next, I'll work on this area of her dress that has all of this detail in it. And then I can work on all those big parts. So that was my first one. And I just love this piece. Anne Boleyn's my favorite queen. Um, for the second one, I put HAED, and that was really stupid of me. So I only have one Heaven and Earth design project on the go. And so I backed myself into a corner. So here it is. This is Snow Princess. And she's beautiful. I mean, especially looking back, seeing her in the camera, she's gorgeous. And I think this is a good thing to just kind of make sure people are aware of is that when you're stitching on something and your face is right up in it, you see every imperfection, you see all the problems. And that's all you see. But when you pull back, and look how pretty she is. So I don't know, maybe I'm changing my own mind right now. Because I was going to say, I don't want to work on this. I don't want to do it. I really don't. Um, yeah, it's a lot of the same color. And now that I've had this experience being my first Heaven and Earth design, it's really my second because I did one of the Randall Spangler bookmarks. But I now know don't pick something that has a big background of the same color because it's boring. And not only is it boring, it's tedious. And this background has like little changes in color that they don't look like much from here, but it's very confetti heavy. So yeah, it's really tedious. So I was considering, since it's my WIPGO and it's my board and my rules, changing it to something else. But I might just do it. I might do the 5 days work on it. Today is not that day, though. I can tell you that much because I was going to start working on it today. Today is November 7th, so I have plenty of time. And I might just set it aside, give it another few days, and then maybe I'll be in the mood. Yeah, so I told you at the beginning when I started this floss tube that if it was too specific and told me exactly what to work on, I wouldn't do it. And here I am, not wanting to do it because there's no choice here. So, anyways, we'll see what happens. Okay, so for that's November, and it's not done yet. For December, we can talk about December because we know what the numbers are going to be. December was 7 and 20. That's what's left over. 7 is going to be something that only needs backstitching, and 20 is dimensions. So something that only needs backstitching. I have a few options there, but I think what I'm going to work on is a Thomas Kincaid, Everett's Cottage, which is almost done. It's just backstitching. Um, it's a little bit heavy on the backstitching, but I want to get it done. And that would be my first large project finish of the year. So I kind of want to do that, but we'll see what happens. And then for dimensions, I have options. I have a lot of options. I am a dimension junkie. I've got so many of those kits, so stay tuned there. We'll see what I decide in my next video. It'll probably be end of November, beginning of December, so maybe we'll pick something then. Okay, so that is WIPGO, which I'm so excited that I've made it to the end of WIPGO. I really didn't know if I would, so that's kind of cool. And I think it has helped my stitching out. So next up is other whips that I've been working on. So the first one that has just caught my attention, I'm a mood stitcher. I don't want a lot of plans. I really don't. I would like to work on whatever catches my mood. So I decided to do pirates. I mean, I love this piece so much. And I put in a good probably 2,000 stitches on this. Finished up the top of Orlando Bloom's head, his hair, the bit above his head, and then the side of his face. Uh, so yeah, a lot of work went into this. So I'll try to insert a picture so you can see what the full looks like again, because I know all you've been seeing is their faces for the longest time. But look at how good it looks. This one and Pattern Keeper have really got me on the full coverage. Before that, it was just seemed too tedious, but now I'm having a lot more fun with it. So yeah, I just really enjoy, that's been my evening project in front of the TV, and I've been having fun with that. So, and this is, I never remember to tell everybody the count of the fabric and everything, so sorry about that, but this is an 18 count. Ada, um, which is kind of my jam. I love 18 count, as some of you already know. The next one I've been working on recently, which again was just kind of a mood thing. And sorry for all the crinkling, but you can call it ASMR, maybe. All right. Um, I have been working on Balloon Glow. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this piece. The colors in it are just so pretty. I mean, really, they're gorgeous. I love the blues. I love all of the reflections in the water. So, um, there's just something about that one that I think is really beautiful. So, this one looks like such a mess. This is before I had my sewing machine, my new sewing machine, and after my old one had broken. So it's done in masking tape, which I abhor. I hate the masking tape, but it works in a pinch. So I was working in the sky. I actually got quite a bit done towards the middle of the piece there at the top. So, yeah, this is just one of those pieces that the colors are beautiful. Um, I wouldn't say dimensions are exactly fun to work on. I think they're a little time consuming. They're a little difficult because you do have to, like, especially up in these sky areas, everything is half cross stitch. Some of them are 4 threads, some of them are 5 threads, some of them are 3 threads of one color and 2 threads of another color. So it takes a little bit of work to get everything together, but once you have it, it can be okay to work on. It can be fun, but the colors for me are what really draw me in. That's what gets me. So the last thing that is cross stitch that I worked on is my beautiful Christmas Queen Royal Holiday from Mirabilia, and I'll put this one in close so you can get a better view of her. Oh, it does not really want to focus on her face, but she is beautiful. Um, I am super close to a finish on this. You will not believe how close I am. And the fact that I put this away is kind of sickening, so I might pull it back out. But here she is. Uh, I'm sure you can't tell by looking at her what needs to be done. It's just the bit under that red robe with the brown ribbon running through it. I just need to put some white. Basically, there's more of the kind of ermine trim that needs to go underneath that. There's some krennic missing from her skirt, and of course all the beading and a little bit of backstitch. These don't have a lot of backstitch. One of the things I love about Mirabilias, they don't have a lot of backstitch. So there's just a little bit, the candle wick. There's a little on her gloves and a little in her face. And that's about it. The rest is just beading and krennic. So that's all I have done. It's so close. So Yoshi, this will be coming your way soon. I will be sending you this chart, hopefully in the near future. And I'm thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful to have her finished by Christmas? I know plans are never a good idea for me, because I find ways to mess them up. But she's so pretty and I love her so much. So, yeah, very much considering not working on that Heaven and Earth design and working on Royal Holiday instead and getting her finished, which would make me really happy. I've already met my yearly goal, which was part of my WIPGO, to finish 4 projects. I have done that. 4 things have been finished. Wouldn't 5 be cool? Or maybe even 6, especially big ones, because most of the ones I did finish are smaller. Yeah, I might change my mind. Okay, on to the next. So I'm going to talk a little crochet here. You can skip ahead if you want to, but you shouldn't because it's beautiful. The first thing is the Festival of Lights blanket. I showed you that before. Maybe I'll put a picture in here if I'm any good at editing. We'll see. So I was working on making triangles. I have 57 out of 60 done. 57 little triangles. And they're super cute. I mean, they really are cute. The colors are interesting. They're all different colors. Um, and they have two colors in each. So it's, you start with a color, change to the next, change back, change again. So it's easy to follow. These are just mind-numbing a little bit. So I've only been able to do so many a time, but 60 done. I can't wait to say I've finished this blanket because there's a lot. So 60 triangles. Next up is squares. I have to make 30 something of them or 40. And then popcorn diamonds. So I am two pieces of this stitch along behind or crochet along, which is not shocking. Uh, Honestly, I knew I'd be behind. This one is just too involved, and their timeline was crazy. So this is the this crochet along Festival of Lights, just to make sure in case anybody's interested. It's Scheepjes, which is spelled Scheepjes, Scheepjes. It's a Dutch company. So if you look for them on Facebook, their Facebook group has this pattern. It is 100% free, as are all of their crochet alongs. So if you want to brush up on your crocheting skills, this is the way to do it. They have amazing patterns and they have videos that show you how to do each piece. And you don't have to do it with their yarn. Of course, they put together kits that you can buy and all this stuff, but you don't have to do that. You can just, they'll tell you how much yarn you need, so you can just get your own. So it's really cool. Check it out if you're interested. But that's that crochet along. I'll be working on that for, I don't know, a couple months, I think. So next up, I didn't bring what I need in here, so I'm going to pause and I'll be right back. Okay, so the next crochet project I've been working on is the Highland Cow Blankets. Maybe I'll be able to put in a picture here for you of what it's supposed to look like when it's done. I just started the blanket part itself, and I do mean just started. Um, I have just this little bit. It's a basket weave pattern, which is fun to crochet. It's a baby blanket, so it's not very big, which is good. It's a little curly right now because I've only got 3 rows done. I technically 4. So it looks like a nice little belt right now, doesn't it? So I started the blanket. I've finished the cow's head. Isn't he cute? So, yeah, I've put, uh, made the ears, the horns, the head, put them all together. So he's really cute and squishy. I love doing amigurumi because it's just adorable. And you get something pretty quickly. It really wasn't that long to put that all together. So I still need to finish the blanket, make the feet. They actually wanted you to do all the feet and tail first before doing the blanket, but honestly, it doesn't matter. It all has to be done. So I started the blanket just because I knew it would be something I could work on easily when I'm in a meeting or, doing whatever, because I don't have to really count once you get past that first couple rows. So that's why I went that direction. But so that's my cow, still working on him. Can't wait to get that done for my friend. I think she's going to be so excited for it. All right, so that's everything that I have worked on. Let's talk about plans. I do have plans. Even though I hate plans, I do have plans. We're going to do the Heaven and Earth Design Stitch Along. Yes, that's insane. Totally agree. Totally insane. Yeah. But you know what? I fell in love with the one of the patterns. Actually, 3 of them I had a very hard time choosing between. So, for those of you who don't know already, Heaven and Earth Designs does all full coverage patterns. So you're probably all familiar with them, but if you're not, go check them out. They do a stitch along every year. They've been doing it for a while, but it only got widely publicized really last year. And I think they may have taken a couple years off. So the way that it works is normally their designs are huge, like my Pirates of the Caribbean design. and they're really large full coverage pieces. But for the stitch along, they have picked out 12 pieces that are crops. So they're much smaller. They run between 80,000 or 90,000 stitches, which sounds like a lot, but really for full coverage, that's not bad. And they're about 16 pages, but a lot of those pages are partial pages. So figure maybe more like 9 full pages. And then, some of those kind of strip small partial pages. So not a bad amount to do. And the you start, we're selecting now what we want to work on. So they're open for purchasing until December 13th. So you have from now and actually from November 1st to December 13th to pick your pattern, pay for it, do all those things, get signed up. And once they close that, then they'll start sending us out our patterns. And the patterns are supposed to come, I guess, January 1st, because that's when we start stitching. So to finish the stitch along, there's a couple things you can do. First of all, you can just buy the pattern and have it and work on it at your leisure. That's always an option. I feel like we put a lot of stress on ourselves with these stitch alongs and crochet alongs and knit alongs and all these alongs that you have to finish something in a certain time. You don't. You don't at all. So you can just pay your $15, I think it was, get your pattern and go on with your life. That is an option. But there are prizes. So if you can finish 6 whole pages, and they have to be the whole pages, not the partials, uh, before the year's over, you get all of the charts. So we had 12 charts to choose from, so you would get the 11 other charts that you didn't pick for free. So that's cool. If you finish the entire chart, so all of the full and partial pages, the whole enchilada, you get those 11 charts plus one chart of your choice from the website, any chart you want. So that's cool. Um, Honestly, if I finish the 6 pages, I'll be happy. I don't really care about getting the one free chart of my choice. I couldn't stitch the 11 remaining ones, and honestly, I wouldn't want to. Some of them just don't speak to me, but I couldn't do all those in my lifetime probably. So, no stress. So I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna put up on the screen. I hope, oh my gosh, you guys, if this works, I'm gonna be so proud of me. The picture that I chose, which is called Jelly World. Um, it is gorgeous. Yeah, just love the colors. I love the colors. They're so beautiful. So I have picked this chart. I have purchased it. I've gone through all the steps, and there's some stuff to do. If you're interested in joining and have no idea where to start, just message me. Or comment down below, and I'll tell you exactly what you need to do. It's super simple. Um, if you want to get involved, or if you want to see what all the different choices are, because there's a wide variety in the choices, and they're beautiful. So get into it. It's fun. So that's what I chose. So what they've done is right now you can go to the site and you can download the chart cover and the colors required for any of them. So I've already got it. I won't have the chart itself into January, so this is probably the most frustrating thing ever because I've got my fabric and I have my colors. I've got them ready to go. Look at how pretty they are. Gorgeous colors, ready to go. Can't do a dang thing with them. So I'm ready as soon as we have it. I'm using a white 25 count. Ada, or I'm sorry, not Ada, Lugana. Um, it's super simple. For me, I think this will be easy to work on. I didn't want to get involved with colored or any of that stuff. I don't think it's necessary for this. So just made it 25 count Lugana, nice and small. I didn't want it to be too huge. So that's what I've got ready to go. I do not know yet if I'm going to do full cross 1/1 or if I'm going to do 10 stitch 2/1. I have another piece of this fabric, remnant from another, actually from the Snow Princess, that I'm going to do some testing on to see what I like better. She has done 2 strands/1 full cross on 25 count Lugana, and it's too much. Um, it's a little too bulky, and it feels like the part that's stitched feels like jeans. That's how tight it is. It's really, really stiff. So I'm not going to do that again. And I'm not enjoying working on her, honestly. So, that's just another nail in the coffin for that. So we're gonna try out some things. So I'll let you know after I do that what I decide to do. But anyways, that's Jelly World. That's the stitch along. It won't start until January, so you're not going to see any updates on it until January. Oh, I did forget to mention, there's an additional prize, depending on how many participants we have in this stitch along, which was smart of them because they're getting us all to advertise for them. So there's 4 separate charts that we can get. Everyone, if you join the stitch along, it doesn't matter if you get any stitches done at all. You don't have to put a single stitch in. If we have 1,000 participants, we get 1 chart, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. So 4 separate charts. We've already gotten to the 1,000 mark, so we already have 1 free chart coming. We are at about 1,300 at my last look, something like that. So it's possible we might get more charts, but that was kind of a fun little extra. Those will actually be sent out at the same time as our charts are sent out, or probably just after. I can't imagine how they're getting this all done. There's so many people choosing between 12 different charts. Like, it must be impossible to manage all of this. So kudos to them for putting this together. Um, it's going to be so fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So that is it for me. Another short one. I hope you guys are okay with my short videos. I can't talk for hours. I mean, I could, but yeah, I just don't get that much stuff done. So, anyways, thank you for staying if you're here this long. I don't know why you guys put up with me and my rambling, but thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing and liking and commenting. And I do love your comments. So please leave me a comment. Say hi, whatever. It's really nice to hear from all of you. So keep stitching and have a great day.